Hi everybody, I'm Rachel, the 15-minute lesson planner, and this is my channel. Please hit subscribe below. So I created this channel to give preschool teachers a really strong base curriculum. I want all of the preschool teachers to focus their energy on the emerging curriculum for each child. But in order to be able to do that, you need to have a curriculum in place, a core that you trust, that you can fall back on, and that's what we're doing here. So you can visit my website, 15minutelessonplanner.com, and download the base curriculum lesson plans for this week. You can watch this video with your team or go over the lesson plans with your team or both, because everybody learns differently. Some people prefer the video, some people like to have the paperwork in their file, and everyone is going to be on the same page, and all your attention is going to go on creating an amazing emerging curriculum for the children in your class. This week we're going to start off with the theme of All About Me. The children are going to be mostly new to your classroom, if not all new, and it's really important to make them feel so special and to give them a sense of themselves in the classroom right away. So first this week I have added a lesson plan about the daily schedule. I have an example here behind me. I've created line drawing cards. The reason that I create line drawing is because I have had children with special needs, and line drawing is no nonsense. They can understand it. Some people have difficulty processing colour. If you don't have any extra needs in your class, you can print off posters. There are lots of ways to do this. This is my favourite. So I create a line on the wall, and each morning I will discuss in circle time what we're going to do for the day, what my ideas for the day are, and then the children can tell me what they would like to do for the day. Between all of us, we will organise the cards and peg them up on our wall. It's really important that the children get a sense of involvement, they feel that they're heard, and also that they can look around the classroom and know what they're doing next. It's really good way to enforce the daily routine. You can have cards that are movable, like circle time, snack time, anything that you have to do, you can keep them in place, but everything else should be up for discussion. It's going to help the children feel like this is their classroom, and it helps you in your role as the facilitator for their learning. So next this week is the morning song. Every school has their own special song that they like. I've included my favourite in the lesson plans, but you can edit the document and put in your own lyrics. The objectives are going to remain the same. So I just want to note that it is super important that the children hear their names in the morning song so that they feel personally welcomed by everybody, and they recognize their name. They feel like they have a place in the song and a place in your classroom. It's going to help them settle much more easily. And also, if you have any trouble getting children to circle time, children that don't enjoy it, generally children who don't enjoy it are going to come and listen to their name in the song, and that's something. And it's going to make those children realize that they're part of the group as well, no matter if they want to do an activity or not. For our maths activity this week, I have a really beautiful but simple lesson called How Old Am I? You can have number flashcards and some stones, shells, leaves, whatever you have to hand. I like to keep things natural, but you can use beads or pom-poms, whatever you have in your classroom, and give each child the amount of their age. So the children can compare, contrast, they can count, they can keep the object that you gave them, or they can put it in the basket on the shelf. They can add them all together and see how old the classroom is. They can see who the oldest is and the youngest is, and it's going to help them make friends and relate to the other children in something that they understand. They all love their age, and it really helps to get them to settle in. An art activity this week is a family photo frame. So at the start of each year, I ask each family to bring in a family photograph that we can put on our wall. The children need to see themselves in the classroom in order to feel comfortable and feel that it's their classroom. It should be a home from home. So by making something really beautiful for their family photo and having it put on the wall, it gives them a sense of pride, a sense of self, and they look beautiful. So I use a cardboard box, a cereal box, and I cut it into a frame shape. The children then can stick, glue, paint, whatever they want onto the frame, and we organise them on the wall. Where I live is another activity that's going to help the children see themselves in the classroom and combine the sense of home and school. So they don't have to be two separate things. They can both be places where the children have fun, they learn, and they're loved. So all week in circle time we will discuss, the things that make us special, ourselves, our home, our family, the things that we like. And then in a one-on-one activity or a small group activity, you can bring up this discussion again, and the children can paint or make with bricks their home, and we put them on the wall. So I like to put the children's name underneath this one, because obviously sometimes they can be hard to recognise. So I'll put Rachel's house at the bottom. It gives another sense of recognition, and they also go on the wall for a few weeks. So when the children come in and see their picture on the wall, they know that we respect where they're from, and they're reminded of it throughout the day if they're feeling a bit lonely or a bit sad as they settle in. So because some children can feel lonely or sad settling in, they can feel sometimes quite nervous. I have included a lot of sensory activities this week. The first one is the water and jug and spoon exercise. So all week, have water play available. You should have water play available all the time, but particular emphasis on it this week for children who are feeling apprehensive, or maybe children who are a little bit upset coming in, or children that just need a few moments to themselves before they join in the group. So leave, a basin of water, or if you have a sink in your classroom, place some really pretty jugs and spoons and let the children go to town and spend as long as they want there, as long as they feel comfortable and happy. Then that comfortable feeling and happy feeling is going to spread to the rest of the classroom, and they will feel like they want to join in other activities. It's really nice to get them to ground themselves. If someone's really excited about being in school and is running around the place and being, bouncing off the walls, it's also a really nice way to ground them, and they have fun doing it. It's a really, really good activity. Bouncing bubbles is a lovely sensorial science lesson that I have in the lesson plans this week. It's glycerin, dish soap and water. Mix it together and using a bubble wand, blow it onto a smooth surface like a glove or a wet cloth or a wet piece of tissue, and try and get the children to burst it. They do burst, but they take a long time to burst, and it can be different things that burst them. So it can be static or sharp things, and the children can touch them. They all think that it's magic, and it's a really, really beautiful exercise. Play-Doh is always great to have on the shelf. I keep it on the shelf all the time. This week in particular, I keep multiple colours on the shelf and encourage the children to make faces of themselves. So, or their friends, or their mom or their dad, or whoever they're missing, whoever they love, whoever they really want to talk about, I encourage them to make them with Play-Doh. It helps, ground those feelings, and it gives us a moment together to talk about those feelings and recognise those feelings and make sure that the children know that we hear them and we respect them, and that we know they might be missing mum and dad this week. And that's okay. An activity along the same lines as Play-Doh faces that I like to have on the shelf this week is felt faces. So I will pre-cut felt shapes and put them in a basket on the shelf, and the children can come in small groups or individually, and we can make different faces out of the felt. The felt exercise is normally extended by adding emotion cards to the same tray as the felt, so that we can try and imitate the faces, talk about the emotions, give words to those big emotions that the children are feeling this week. And they also tend to, make really hilarious faces, and it's really funny, and it helps everyone to bond. The last activity that I'm going to talk to you about this week is my favourite activity, I think, of all time. It's painting a self-portrait using a mirror. So this can actually be done on the mirror, but I like to use the mirror to look in and get the children to paint a picture of themselves on paper, so that I can get them to do it again at the end of the year, and it's a beautiful cover for the start and end of your scrapbook for the children. So we'll sit down in a small group usually, or if you can do it individually, it's even better. I like to leave this up for the whole week and make sure that I talk to the children about what makes them special. They have beautiful hair, beautiful eyes, a beautiful smile. Can they paint that? Can they see it in the mirror, and can they paint that, and let them go to town? I normally draw a circle on the page as the base for the face, but you don't have to. You can just let them go to town, and it is super fun, and they're always amazing. And you need to stick them on the wall as well, so that the children see their face in a different way, in a different representation when they walk into the classroom. Okay, so that's the 10 lessons I have for you this week. You can go to my website, which I will link below, and you can download them, print them out and keep them for your file. I hope you enjoy them, I hope that your children enjoy them, and I hope you have a really good first week back in school. I will post the following week's activity next Thursday, and in the meantime, if you would like anything in particular, or would you like me to focus on anything else, you can just email me or talk to me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Bye!